Hey guys, this is Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is my part 3 on What If Deku Had Gogo Tomago Abilities Part 3. Skill and Power. The Fight. And I hope you like this video and hope you subscribe. Assuming Midoriya was back at home and she was doing a little bit of work on her skate, and she finally finished it up. And then when she was looking at the time, she says, "Crap, not again," and running and says, "Bye, Dad, gotta go. Love you, sweetheart." And Zumi runs to UA and was looking at UA and let's see, feels now. And Zumi was going to the class 1A and she found it and opens the door and hears Ida and Bakugo arguing about a little minor thing, but yeah. Ida says, "You're breaking school rules." Bakugo saying, "Huh? What do I care?" And Ida says, putting your legs on the desk and not putting them down is school rule." And Bakugo says, "Did your old class had a stick up their ass, or was it just you?" And Ida says, "Oh, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Tenya Ida from Somei High." And Bakugo says, "Somei, huh? You rich boy think you're better than me." And Zumi heard enough and says, "Hey, Firecracker, lay off. You're making more noise than Loudmouth here." Bakugo looks at Zumi. "So, isn't it the goth chick? Why are you here, Gothic?" And Zumi looks at Bakugo and says, "Well, besides listening on I'm in your class, so get used to it, Firecracker." Firecracker? When did that get used? Since now. Both Zumi and Bakugo having a intense stare down, and Ida putting in the middle says, okay, stop it. We don't need another fight." And Zumi says, "Whatever." And class 1A students were whispering about how very thinking they have, similar on how they think and how they react to each other. Zumi and Ida talked, and Ida says, "So, do you know who Bakugo is?" And Zumi says, "Yeah," putting her arm to her hip and says, "We worked before he ruined it." Thinking, all worthless people. And Bakugo says, "I'm not wrong, sidekick." "Who you calling sidekick, firecracker?" And Bakugo says, "Me, sidekick." Wanna go? Bring it! And Zawa says, and the person in the door says, "Quiet! You're making too much of a ruckus." And Zumi and Bakugo look at the man, and Zumi blows a bubblegum, and Bakugo says, "Who the hell are you?" And Zawa says, "I'm your teacher, and you need to sit down." And all the class 1A sits down tables. And Azawa was introducing himself. "My name is Kira Kazawa, and I'll be your teacher today." And Zawa says, "Today we're going to do our physical training exam." And the person raised her hand. "Can we do our participation?" And Zawa says, "I don't care. Do what I want to do." And we're doing the participation exam. The sport exam. And all the students get dressed into their uniforms. And Zawa says, "Okay, it's time to throw the ball." And he picks Izumi. And Azawa says, "Izumi, you got in first place on the exam. You go first." And Izumi says, "Watch this, firecracker." And Bakugo says, "I hope you get the least meters, guff." And goes for 8%. And throws the ball to 8,372 meters. That's just my arm throw. Let's try a kick. And she goes again. And she kicks it as hard as she can. And she calls this skate shoots, where she uses her momentum to go full speed. Sort of like Taekwondo, where you hit as fast as a bullet. Hearing it literally as well. Reaching 80 and 47 meters. Stop that, firecracker. I'll blow your meters away. You'll see. whatever. And all the students says, oh man, this is going to be fun. Yeah, this is going to be easy. And Zawa says, fun, huh? Let me give you a bet here. If one of you can get last place, then you don't have to be expelled. And all the students were shocked, and the student saying, you can't do that. We worked hard to get here. And Zawa says, so we pros worked hard as well. We kept lives. You still don't know the consequences. Even real people are in life. And Sumi takes, honestly, higher than Bakugo out of this. She has way better skill and versatility, and a power between her legs and her. And Bakugo gets furious as hell. What? Why am I in below with her? Gee, I didn't know the firecracker snapped. And Zumi was going and change. Zumi says, are you gonna kick him out? Pointing to Mineta. And Zawa says, smiles and says, no. Momo says, oh, you didn't know? That was I thought you all knew. And you should have told us. Yes, some of us didn't expect me to kick us out. And Zumi changes back into her uniform and goes and sits down. And Zumi was sitting down, just relaxing and waiting and studying. And all the Class 1A students have been got back as well. And then a certain person comes out and says, don't worry, because I am here. And all the people were excited and said, and seeing All Might coming out. And All Might says, I'm walking like a true hero! And explains that they're doing a hero versus villain training exam. And he wants them to wear their hero gear. And all Class 1A goes to and gets to their hero uniform. Race against time. Zumi has gotten her gear. Her gear is reliant on her discs, and her armor is with light and some magnetic to hold on to her wheels and her gear. And Sumi was happy and says, "Glad this turns out great." And she was more seeing how glad that it turned out fine. But when she looked at Bakugo's, Ida's was. His suit can't make any good turns, or Bakugo's was unique, but it can kick like a freaking mule. She looks at it closely and knows how reliant the kickback is. And when Zumi was thinking many weaknesses to get around them, All Might says, "All right, young heroes, it's time to start your heroes versus villains." And All Might has gotten up a box where he picks which team that with heroes versus villains. And then All Might grabs the card. It's Azumi and Sero versus Bakugo and Ida. Sero? Azumi thinks and says, where is the guy named Sero? And when she was looking for him, he pokes her in the back, tapping her, and she says, "Ah!" And Sarah says, "Sorry about that. Didn't meant to frighten you. It's fine." And Zumi was looking at his gear, and she was amazed on how he chose so really good ones, and compliments him on how he makes it, how he how he designed it. Thanks. But besides that, do you have any plan of defeating Bakugo and Ida? Those two are not one to be taken lightly of. Oh, don't let the skills be scary to you. Yes, Bakugo's explosive work is pretty powerful, but it has its limits. And he does his can't keep pace with me. Alright! And Zero and Zumi make a plan. And Bakugo and Ida does not do the same. Bakugo says, I'm going to find that Gothic. And Ida says, wait, Bakugo, we need to form a plan. And he says, shut up. I'll do it by myself. And Ida cleans the room, and Zumi and Sero make their move. Going into the window, and Zumi and Sero look around, and Zumi says, keep the tape or traps. It'll help a lot. And Zero says, yep, got it. And when Zumi was going to take the other stairs, Bakugo bound her and was going to attack. And Zumi says, Zero! Right! And Zero uses his tape to get her away from Bakugo. And says, thanks. No problem. Not bad. But you're going down! And Bakugo goes into attack. And Zumi says, sorry about this, firecracker, but this isn't how I wanted to fight. And Zumi throws two of her wheels at him, and Bakugo was dodging the wheels. Nice try, Gothic. And Zero says, you miss. Not really. Bouncing back. And two of them go different sides, bouncing to left to right at a cross pattern, hitting Bakugo with a tremendous force and knocking him out. And Zero ties him up. Great job on making that plan. Well, it was sometimes a good idea to have a plan ahead of time. And Zumi and Zero go to and find the weapon. And Ida is doing his villain monologue. Ha 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 ha! Nobody can stop me now. The weapon has been protected. And Zumi nearly bursts out laughing at Ida's monologue. And Zero nearly laughs out as well, but nearly get their composure back. And Zumi throws her kinetic wheel at Ida, and Zero gets his tape on the weapon. Ha! Got it! And Ida was dodging the wheel from Zumi. What the? Bakugo got defeated? And Ida sees Zero coming to the weapon and says, "Oh no, don't!" And Zumi says, "Sorry, Ida, but this is nothing personal," throwing the second wheel at Ida. Ida dodges two of them at a high speed, and Sarah touches the weapon, and Ida says, "No! The weapon!" And All Might says, "The hero team wins!" And Zumi and Zero have gotten a gold pass on going teamwork and having more superior skills in keeping their head and emotions from getting caught. And Zumi goes back home and puts the wheels on her bike and going to drive back home. But Ida says, "Wait! Zumi!" And Zumi blows her gum and says, "What?" And Ida says, "That was great teamwork that you did." And Zumi says, I really was just helping and doing my job." And he just was thinking, she's more better than a leader than me. And Zumi says, "Can I go? Need to go back home." And Ida says, "Oh, right. Sorry about that. You can go." Zumi rides her bike and goes back home.